Hi, welcome to Celebrity Tarot Reader. Today I want to address a bit of Amber Heard's energy. I am not judging, today is April 21st, and I'm not doing the reading for today. I'm actually doing her reading for yesterday's energy. It might spill over into today, but I'm not sure. Basically, when Johnny Depp took the stand and he spoke about his initial feelings for Amber when the two fell in love, she sat there very steely faced, scribbling away at her notes in her notebook. And I really want to just get a read for how Amber truly felt when she heard Johnny speak about the beginning of the relationship. Many of Johnny's supporters feel that she is a narcissist, that she came in there with manipulative intentions. You might disagree with me, but that is not what tarot is showing. Tarot is showing that both Johnny and Amber went into this relationship, that they both truly loved each other. So I want to get a look at Amber's real feelings, not the look she gave, not the steely-faced way she stared straight into Johnny Depp as if she could, bore a hole through him with her eyes. I want to know what she really felt in her heart of hearts, listening to Johnny Depp taking the stand, telling the world about their relationship, how it started, when it went wrong. Okay, and let's go there. And thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. How did Amber Heard truly feel when Johnny Depp took the stand and shared with the world how he felt about her when they first met and they first fell in love? How did Amber Heard truly feel? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, and we are starting this off with the Three of Pentacles. Very interesting, because that card represents working together as some sort of business or partnership, followed by the King of Swords. Okay, so she is absolutely understanding that Johnny is taking the stand, that she's in a fight with him, and she's standing strong. She's not going to let him sway her. So she's not trying to give in to any emotions. Oh, we also have the Emperor here. I feel that just represents the court proceedings as this is going on. Again, we're not seeing her being willing to reminisce about the past. So those steely-eyed glares were actually very sincere. She's, in the fight with the king right there, which is Johnny. She's standing strong. She's given those steely-eyed looks. She's in the court of law. She has to remain controlled. She has to keep her composure. And we have the Seven of Wands in here. So she is feeling very, very defensive. Oh, well, now this is interesting. We actually have 2 threes popping up in this reading. But she feels that she's doing all right in court. Interesting. She feels that, I think she feels that she's, going to win this. 3 of Cups followed by the 7 of Cups. This could refer to a little bit of her reminiscing about the past because of it both being the cup suit. We're talking about emotions. We're talking about relations. The 3 of Cups can also represent engagement, celebrations, time to be happy. But the 7 of Cups is talking about fantasy. As you can see, it's a lot of the things that you wish for. Each cup holds a different blessing. And there's even like some beautiful rings in there. It's wishing about love, fantasy, all those things that you dream about. Yeah, and see, it is what's going on here. She did reminisce. Even though she is, let me bring this up a teeny bit. Even though she is keeping her composure, she knows that she's in a court of law. We have that King of Swords. She has to be strong, hence the steely-eyed looks. She ain't going to go off in that courtroom. But she is remembering. Absolutely. All the cups. Look at all the cups. Just look at the imagery. 3 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. She is remembering those feelings of past love, of lost love, her dreams of marriage and having a family. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear this about Amber. She truly did love Johnny Depp. She truly did love Johnny Depp. Oh, my Lord. But that's gone. She truly did love Johnny Depp. All those cups coming into her reading, but she actually needs time to heal. I hope Amber is like really in some good therapy, because we have two fours side by side. We have the Four of Swords, which is, and let me just go back one bit. Okay, Johnny is coming in here as the King of Swords. He has his sword raised. He has these two swords and he's ready to fight. Okay, and I feel with that King of Swords and with this Four of Swords, Amber does have some sort of remorse, I would say, and even guilt for something. I'm not saying if it was for the op-ed, but for something that transpired between the two. She absolutely does. Will she ever verbalize that to Johnny? I don't think so. I think that ship has long sailed. But she needs some sort of rest. Not sure if it will come through 100 million lawsuit, but this cycle with Johnny Depp is coming to an end. Okay, we do see with all of those cups that reminiscing, it did hit her. Even though she did her best not to show it, it did hit her, and she remembered the dreams that she had. And these were really dreams of being married, being, a family. And she remembered, this love, that knight in shining armor who came to her rescue. I mean, she had it. These two fours mean that she, and I feel this is after this trial ends, probably for both of them, she literally is really going to need to do some deep healing, take some rest. I don't know what is actually going to happen for her, but we've got the Death card here. So this cycle is ending. We're looking at transformation, new beginnings, and hopefully this will be the end for those two completely, but I can't guarantee it. Because Amber's initial reading showed that she really can't move on. Like Johnny is completely in a rebuilding of his life phase right now. But Amber actually needs this King of Cups energy to come in and help her move on. Whether that's a person, whether that's her career, whether it's feeling that somebody loves her, if it's her fans. I'm not sure what that King of Cups represents in her life, but it has shown up multiple times. Okay, so there's one other thing that I want to address, and this is something Johnny Depp said on the stand. He described an incident where he said, this was kind of like a defining marker for him in the relationship with Amber, and it involved a custom that she had, like a habit. He would go to work, and when he'd come home from work, she would greet him with a glass of wine and then take off his boots. I find this very, very interesting, especially in 2020. Well, it's 2022 now. I think it must have been 2013 or 2015 when they were married, but maybe this is going on 2013, 2014. I'm not sure if he said the time. I missed it. But even for then, for a woman who is bisexual, who's coming out of a relationship with another woman, I find it very interesting that she would be in a relationship with a man, any man, but, hence Johnny Depp, and greet him with the glass of wine and then lower herself to get down on her hands and knees and remove his boots. Now, Johnny said that one day he was really tired, came home and sat down and took the boots off himself, and Amber gave him a look that just screamed, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Very interesting. And I feel that this does go along with my very first reading on Johnny and Amber. What was Amber's true feelings for Johnny? And they were very homemaking. They were very, I want to be home. I want to have his children. I want him to focus his intention on me. And I feel that this is, represented in her taking off the boot. So I want to see why she was doing this, what that meant to her. And is Johnny accurate in his depiction that, things changed when he took his boots off on his own? So let's get a look at that. Thank you, Spirit. Why was Amber Heard taking off Johnny Depp's boots? What can you show us about this moment, this altercation that occurred when Johnny took his boots off himself? Why was Amber Heard taking off his boots? And why was she so upset when he took them off himself? Thank you, Spirit. So we're right here. And interesting, the Fool. Now, the Fool is what showed up in Johnny Depp's initial reading for his feelings of Amber. If you go back to that video, you'll see the Fool in the very same position. So to me, this represents for Amber, it was the beginning of this relationship, followed by the Four of Cups. Interesting. And this shows me that she felt this was an act of love. This moment, as Johnny Depp described it, as being pivotal for him of recognizing that something wasn't right, he was absolutely right. Look at all these major arcana cards showing up. We have the Fool, we have Death, and we have the Magician. The Magician. Four of Cups followed by Ace of Pentacles. So for Amber, it's very clear that this was an act of love. As we have this Four of Cups here, this was new love, and she was being subservient, so to speak, because she wanted to please him. She was changing. She was changing herself in many ways to have this new relationship with Johnny Depp. Four of Swords is showing up again, and that represents that, to me, at this point, when they had this altercation regarding the boots, it was time for both of them to step back, take pause, and maybe address that in some sort of therapy. Again, we have Four of Wands, and for Amber, she truly was trying to make some sort of home life with Johnny that I think would have, blessed her in some way. He was her knight. She did truly love him at this point in time, and I feel that she thought this was a subservient act that showed him how much she loved him. Now, what actually went wrong with these two having children, I'm not sure, because there's a lot of cards that show up in Amber's readings that she wanted this happy home. She wanted children. If you check out my Britney Spears reading from July, before she was, before she won her freedom, the Four of Wands showed up for Britney and her relationship with Sam Asghari, and now they're having their little baby. So for this card to show up with Amber's feelings back then when she was with Johnny and she was taking off his shoes, I do feel that this is what she wanted. She wanted a baby with him. I'm not surprised that after they broke up, she ended up having a baby through surrogacy. Now, this moon is all about feminine. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. The moon and star side by side. But this moon is all about feminine intuition. It's about mystery, okay? And I feel, and I hate to say this, but it is very possible that there was something hormonal going on with Amber. And I don't really want to go too deep into that and, become what could be viewed as offensive to some people. But that moon can represent female energy. It can represent female cycles. Again, we have a lot of this maternal type wanting to have babies, wanting to have children. We have this moon coming in, this star coming in as hope, and the moon and the star side by side for her intentions of why she was doing this. That star represents wanting to keep this relationship for the long term. And I've said this before, I truly feel that Amber very possibly was pregnant, believed she was pregnant, or even possibly miscarried a baby, because there's so much here of her wanting to have a baby with Johnny Depp. And the other reading I did of her true feelings, it shows that something transpired early on where she literally felt she did not trust him. She was trying to get out of this relationship. Same with him. And I know that he's saying that for like a year things were good. I feel for Amber, things went wrong in Amber's mind much earlier than a year. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Oh, and look at this. Check this out. So as you remember in my previous reading, we had Amber viewing Johnny as the King of Swords. Do you remember that? And now here she is coming up as the Queen of Swords. So these two feel they're equally matched. They're fighting head to head. But did she want some sort of baby with him? Was she trying to be submissive? I really get this feeling like, Amber was going into this almost as like the greatest role of her life. Like, I am going to play the 50s homemaker, the 50s housewife. Was it all an act? I don't think so, because when I'm asking Spirit true feelings of Amber, this is what I'm seeing. I do think that this act of taking off his boots was her way of really saying, Johnny, I love you. I'm humbling myself before you. And, I think she took this as some sort of deep-rooted personal rejection when he was like, I can take my boots off myself. And why are you freaking out about me taking off my boots? And the other thing that I strongly feel, I'm actually going to do one more reading. I know that there's a lot going on in this trial over who was more abusive, who was more violent. I mean, Johnny Depp was like, dealing with a severed fingertip. That is violence, okay? But when he told the courtroom about the abuse that he experienced at the hands of his mother, that was just, it was painful to hear. It was shocking. It was horrific. And for the woman he loves to ever approach him in that same type of vein, to that same type of feeling for him, like, oh, another woman that I love is coming at me in violence. It had to be traumatic, it absolutely did. And that is what he alleges she did. And, she counteracts it, but I want to get a look at this domestic altercations that were transpiring between them, okay? And let's just see. I'm not going to question, like, was Johnny the abusive one? Was Amber the abusive one? I just want to check with Spirit what was the overall energy in their relationship, okay? And let's just see what Spirit has to say. And thank you, Spirit. In regarding abuse and violence and altercations and fighting, what was truly going on between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? What was truly going on between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, here we go. We are starting, oh my gosh. We're starting off with a Fool again. Oh, look at this major arcana. Look at the change in this. Oh, wow. Wow. New beginning brought a lot of change. And we have the 4 elements here in the Magician, okay? We have Pentacles, Wands, Cups, and Swords, okay? So we're dealing with every emotion, every element that was going on in this marriage, in this relationship. It was just a mix ready to blow. And this 6 of Swords is all about healing. It's all about going your own way to reach healing. Look at the major arcana. We have the Fool, that new beginning. We have the Magician. We have that change. We have the 6 of Swords for healing. And we also have the Sun for healing. We have the Sun where these two were, they had to get out of this to be healthy, to be healing. Now, this 10 of Wands shows that this relationship was a struggle. It was a burden. Maybe it was nice and easy at the beginning, But I mean, just look at this imagery of this man with these 10 wands on his back, and he's bent over and he really can't carry them anymore. Of course, our cards represent energy and not gender. I feel this is Johnny. I feel this is Johnny feeling the weight of that relationship. So I would like to see if Amber comes in, and I think Amber has come in. I feel this is Johnny, and I feel this is Amber. And I feel that Johnny just felt weighed down, felt this burden, felt this stress of the relationship, and she was strong. She was coming at him with the strength of a roaring lion. She was on the attack, and I guess that does fit in with the narrative. And more major arcana, and check this out, the devil. Quick recap, major arcana, the fool for the beginning. Magician, how quickly things changed. They needed that healing. They needed to go their separate ways for growth. She comes in really like a roaring lion. And we have the devil. This devil represents addictions, toxic, negative energy. Really, everything dark and toxic that could destroy a relationship is represented in that devil card. And then we come up with the Page of Pentacles. And I do feel this is representative of the lawsuit. Legal action. We have to get down to business, new concepts, new business. More major arcana over this relationship. And now we have the Hermit. We are in solitude. Oh my goodness. And we have Three of Swords, which is very self-explanatory. And remember, my question here is, what was the overall energy over their relationship? Well, look at that, 2 children. And I do feel that that represents Johnny Depp's children. Because Johnny Depp has, and remember, here is our page. And I do feel right here that this is Johnny feeling that burden. And now here is the boy and the girl, the children. And as he said, he's doing this not because he's embarrassed or humiliated to put his stuff out on the line. If you look at my video, is Johnny Depp a fraud at that tarot reading? No, he's not a fraud. He is doing this to save his name, so his children know that he is full of integrity, that he's honest, that he did not do these things that he's accused of. And this showed up for Johnny before. It showed up in that reading for is Johnny Depp a fraud? And this showed up that Johnny is a man with blessings. His cup runneth over, and he's a man who cheerfully gives to others. For this reading, I think this has 2 meanings, because I think it means that alcohol really did play a big part in this marriage, because this question specifically is the overall feelings, the overall relationship, the overall energy that went into this relationship, domestic as well. But I don't want to focus on who was abusing who. This was apparently a mutual situation of 2 people who are toxic and did not know how to handle their interactions in a healthy manner. Had to sever this relationship for healing so they can move their own separate ways. But with this devil card coming in, and we do know about the substance abuse, the addictions, the drinking, and then all of our cups where it's like, here's a toast, and here's Amber, giving him the glass of wine. And, you want everything to be very moderate and balanced. And, if it was just you choose because you love me, and here's a glass of wine, that's one thing. But if somebody's dealing with alcoholism, you don't want to be giving them that glass of wine every day when they come home. So there's a lot here. I do think that alcohol played a part of it. I'm not surprised that the King of Swords is showing up. And the King of Swords is showing up with the 8 of Wands, which basically shows me that this relationship had to come to a fast conclusion. King of Swords showed up earlier for Johnny in the courtroom, showing up for him now getting out of this relationship, even though Amber is the one who filed first for the divorce, I believe. And Johnny has not been just sitting passively in the back, doing nothing. He has been waiting for the opportune moment for him to raise his sword and clear his name. I am a bit interested in Amber showing up. me put these side by side, of Amber showing up with the strength of a roaring lion with a man who is like completely overburdened, worn out, at rock bottom. He can't take it anymore. And like, could you imagine? Like, there's definitely a time to be strong, right? As women, definitely a time that we need to, bring up our inner strength and our inner lion. But I mean, who wants that type of strength? And because it becomes overpowering, it becomes overbearing. And if somebody really just needs a gentle hand up, they don't want somebody roaring at them, And I feel that this is what Johnny says the relationship was like. And I think he's telling the truth. He was burnt out. He was stressed. He couldn't take it anymore. And she was just roaring at him. But, that's just the overall energy. This does seem to be in line with what Johnny is saying. At the same time, I do have to point out there definitely were addictions. I feel this was alcohol abuse that also led to many, many altercations in this relationship. Interesting how the Fool always shows up for the beginning of their readings because, as I said in Johnny Depp's tarot reading of his true feelings for Amber Heard, the Fool showed up, and sometimes that Fool represents a new beginning. I feel he believes he was fooled, and I believe he felt he was a fool for love, fooled by Amber, and it just shows up. I think very quickly into this relationship, things went wrong. Even though, he's saying they were together for like a year and everything was fine, I don't think it was really fine, especially not in Amber's perspective. But yeah, I'm not going to say who was more abusive to who. I mean, everybody's pretty much already made up their minds about that. But the overall energy of this relationship, a toxic mess, I believe fueled by addiction, fueled by alcohol, and fueled by this unbalanced energy of the Ten of Wands meeting with strength. I think that was just overpowering, overbearing, too much, and there was nowhere for this relationship to go. So thank you, and God bless you. Read the tarot, and please join me later for one of my live streams. Take care.